Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Yay. Today the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Stay fabulous, bigger, better, and blessed. If you're new here today, my name is Yay, and my evangelism is flexible. I'm a chosen vessel of the Most High God Himself. Okay, today we're going to be talking about the limelight. All right, to be the center of attention. Okay, when you're doing something new, when everyone has a good thing to say about you, there's a lot of spiritual warfare, a lot of division within your friends and your family. Okay. God said mother against daughter, daughter against mother, mother in law against daughter in law, father against son. Okay. Sister against sister, brother against brother. God came here for a sword, okay, to divide house to house. He did not came here to please nobody. He was here about his father's business. That's what Jesus came here to do. Okay? When you're in the spotlight, your family, your friends, the ones who are close to you may look at you like if you're better than them, when in reality, they can do what you can do and not copy you either. They can do what God has called them to do. I am not you, you are not me. Okay? We need to be mindful of God blesses us in different ways. The the blessings that God gives me are blessings from me and only me. Okay? What God gives another, those blessings are for you. All right? Now, I am a spiritual leader, a spiritual watchman, and a spiritual woman living a Christian clean lifestyle. Okay? I'm not perfect. You are not perfect. People are not going to always like you. Family members are not going to always like what you do. Okay? Even if it's just normal, regular. You can have the same car, the same clothes, the same house. You know, you can have the same financial situation going on, and they still will find a reason not to like you. Why? Because it's not what's on you, it's what's inside of you. Okay, you carry the light of God which is inside of you. Okay, so if it's their holidays, their birthdays, their Thanksgiving, as soon as you walk in a room, all heads are turned to you, and it's not your fault. All right, all conversations revert to conversations about you. Even though you give them their space, they will always find a reason not to like you, especially around family gatherings. Okay, so the blessing of being obedient to God, when He tells you to stay away, when He tells you to go, He tells you that He will send you out, you must do it. You must preach the gospel, no matter who wants to hear it or not. Okay, that's what we are going to focus on, of having a prayer life and pray for those who need God's forgiveness and who need God's salvation. Some will be jealous of you. Family and friends will be jealous of you. Okay, these same people will try to set you up or try to say, oh, you're not doing this and you're still doing that. And they try to point at you what you are not doing instead of the things that which you are doing, which is following God, because we are not perfect. All right. So some will be jealous of you. All right. Of the center of attention that you give, especially if you're a content creator, or especially if you have that new job, or you're trying to start something new. Okay. They will always purposely look for a reason to downplay you. They will always purposely look for a reason to belittle you. Okay. Be mindful of the people who do not speak up on your name, especially when you're not in a room. Those are the people that you need to pay attention to. Okay. So we're going to be reading Psalms 25. Okay. Follow with Ecclesiastes 6:4, which talks about the vanity of riches without use. Okay. And we're going to be reading Ezekiel 7:22. All right. So God is saying, know them by their fruit. Be done with them for good. Out of respect. Just accept that you have different lifestyles. Accept that you cannot please everyone. Accept that you don't have to explain why you are not like that anymore. Accept that your silence is every explanation that you need. You don't have to over explain yourself about anything what you are doing, especially when you're doing the will of God. Okay? So Jehovah Nissi, okay? Banner, attributes of God, different names of the Lord is Jehovah Nissi, victory over your enemies, victory over spiritual warfare, victory over opposition in your family, your workplace, okay? Victory over a lot of things. So God is saying the Lord will forgive you. The Lord will forgive those. That's why we have to pray for our enemies. Still feed them if they're hungry. Still give them something to drink if they're thirsty. And it still will reap burned coils on their head. All right? That's just the way that it is. You cannot change them, their narrative, or how they perceive the world. You have to focus on your prayer life and how you perceive the world, which is following the will of God and also doing the will of God as well. All right. So Psalms 25. May we shout for joy over your victory and lift up our banners in the name of our God. May the Lord fulfill all your requests. This is a prayer for a king or leader facing war, where the people express their joy for the anticipate victory and their commitment to celebrating it in God's name. Setting up of banners represents celebrating unity and declaring allegiance to God rather than relying on military might. Rejoicing in salvation. The people are confident that God will grant salvation and with celebrate this divine deliverance. Setting up banners. The ancient warfare banners were raised to show allegiance and celebrate victory or to a rally troops to battle. In this verse, it signifies proclaiming God's power and victory that he will bring. May the Lord fulfill your petitions. This verse ends with a prayer that God will grant the request of the person who is receiving this blessing. All right. God is saying disobedience is a serious consequence. Meditate on Deuteronomy 28:15 and meditate on Deuteronomy 31:9 through 13. Okay. Deuteronomy 28:15 and Deuteronomy 31:9 through 13, which talks about blessings and curses. Okay. Those who turn away from their wickedness will be forgiven from God. Those who turn away from the battle will be forgiven from God. Okay. Those who come up against you, all right, and try to start division or try to speak against what God has placed in front of you. If God is for you, who can be against you? Nobody. So you will raise that banner of victory, knowing that God has already rose from the dead, okay, and overcame darkness and death. All right, knowing that the God that you serve, the God that parted the Red Sea, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is the one, the true living God that you serve. Okay, is the one that you go to. You don't have to physically fight these people. You don't have to physically talk, go back and forth with these people. These people nowadays will be offended by anything. Okay, all right. And they will never, ever admit that they are offended. They will go behind your back and tell everybody else. All right. But they will never admit to your face how you offended them just by doing the will of God, just by living your life, just by minding your own business. They are offended and truly jealous of your testimony that you are okay. All right. We're going to be reading Ezekiel 7:22 that says, "My face will I turn also from them, and they shall pollute my secret place, for the robber shall enter into it and defile it." Do not tell these people what has been going on in your life. A happy life is a private life. Your private life is your happiness. Your private life with God and what they see on the outside, that's their perception. They have to go to God for themselves if they want to be healed, if they want to be forgiven. Otherwise, they are going to con- continue to condemn and be jealous of others. Siblings are jealous of other siblings. Mothers are jealous of daughters. Fathers are jealous of sons. Okay? This is the world that we live in. We living in end times. We must understand that we must not take this life for granted. We must know who we are around. All right? Pride and idolatry. God is coming after those who reside in pride and idolatry.